Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第380天 is day 380. Didn't I think we took a bye yesterday, right? I didn't take any active recalls in the back end. Squeezing in a session of Persona 5X. Okay. My stamina is kind of on a like 40% right now. Nothing a earlier bedtime wouldn't help out. So let's get right into it.
融洽
got the melts. It's dissolving. 融洽 How does this work? In agreement? Melt in agreement on good terms? That's fair. Friendly terms. Jiving with each other? Like finances?
融洽
When I said finances, it would make sense to those who study Japanese and Chinese because rong is used in finance.
BT
E. No snot. Fair enough.
BT 烘干
Honggang. Warm to dry by fire. Yeah. Warm by fire and dry. Hello? Honggang. Oh, Honggan.
烘干竭力
Yeah. Use up energy or use up strength. Do one's utmost. Okay. Not as opposed to like exhausted or expense, but in a way using up one's strength. Not like post, but trying in the process.
竭力洽谈
洽谈 in agreement, 谈 negotiate. Agreement to discuss agreement.
洽谈
Hey.
融洽烘干 BT 竭力洽谈
Right.
贱卖
贱卖 okay. TMI. Okay. Yeah, sell cheaply.
贱卖久矣
Long time. 以 See, it was elbow and the dart throwing did and long time did Oh, I see. I see. Long time did. Okay.
久矣，
Did for a long time is decent enough.
分拣，
分拣 parts 点 select sort and part. Kind of lost Jan yesterday a little bit.
分拣，浇水壶，
浇水壶 okay, water. Almost lost water to to water.
浇水壶，大蒜，
大蒜 well, the big garlic is the garlic. I'm kind of curious what the small garlic is.
大蒜，贱卖，久矣，分拣，大蒜，
Okay.
浇水壶，
Okay.
唇膏，
唇膏 lip paste.
唇膏，
Gao was a little weak. Okay. Still kind of weak.
矩阵，
矩阵 where 阵 阵 Oh, the battle formation. Square matrix. Yeah, got you. Okay.
矩阵，岩浆，
岩浆 stone thick stone thick liquid magma
岩浆，蒙，
hazy. Sure this can combine with fog. There is a mung in it for what is it, cover? Yeah. Now we're just doing it at night. Mario's inside the English manor, which is quite hazy and dark. He is trying to find a pig that has trespassed the premise. He finally spots the pig, and it seems to be munching on a marble moon statue that's scattered into bits upon the velvet carpet ground. And no one noticed that since it's a little hazy and dark hallway. Mario rushes towards the hazy hallway and throws a fireball at the pig, illuminating the hazy vicinity. Shortly thereafter, the pig with its halo rises up and illuminates the hazy hallway before it falls into a hazy state once more. I mean, that's okay. It's a halo. How did the other halo work? How did the other mung work? Yeah. I mean, I rewrote it, but he accidentally throws a fireball instead. Taking it out, knowing it's a rich pet, he tries to cover the mistake by burying the pig into the ground. Interesting. So the play the role thing is a bit of a stretch. Alright. I'll bite.
蒙签
Qian. There's kind of a qian in it. I saw a gun. Okay. Inlay. Oh, really? No, in bed. I see. Kirby is in front of the pawn shop where he has gathered a mountain of second-hand baskets that he has piled on the patchy pawn shop lawn. Right, okay. He just bought them at a deep discount inside. He floats around with a bunch of unpaid pawn shop bills that he inlays between the crevices of the basket mountain. Needs to be some sort of bill inlay artistic sculpture. So, ugh. I guess that brings up the question of overlay versus inlay. Yeah, it just slams it into the basket. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Young. Yin.
签 唇膏 矩阵 蒙 签 岩浆 质
Oh, hey, stagnate. 是 Okay. I wonder if I can... Oh, no. I mean, it's just dye with water, huh? The crown and towel kind of stinks. James Bond is in the bathroom of the house trying to get out of the bathtub and out of the bathroom without touching any of the stagnant water that has flooded the bathroom. He grabs a towel, he has a picture of a crown on it and uses that to make a sash. He then ties the sash to the current rod and tries to swing across the stagnant water, but the rod snaps and sprays the dirty stagnant water everywhere. crown. Okay. So James Bond infiltrated bathroom. Target's house. He was able to find the hidden crown in the stagnant water, the bathtub, without spraying the turbid water everywhere. He grabs a stash, grabs a high-tech stash that is on him, and used it like a towel to wrap dry the crown. Okay. 定制之后，
治他
not too much of a ta here. Tarzan is in front of the auditorium where he is camping out for tickets. He bought a little structure made of feathers and soil and lives inside while wearing a hood, waiting for tickets to go on sale. Suddenly, it collapses all over him while he is inside. He emerges from a wreckage with 2 feathers covered in soil sticking out of his hood. Ugh. 2 feathers. Hood. Collapse. I think those are some rough ones. Perhaps. So Tarzan is in front of the auditorium. And trying to draw attention to the play happening, going in the auditorium. He has a decorative hood on with 2 ornate feathers. That matches some of the promotional material in front of the auditorium. Fortunately, he had to pick up some of the material. They collapsed, fell on the floor, got soiled. Not the greatest. Good enough, I think. Bang ta. Okay. 倒塌
他扫
Saw. Is that a blender? Oh, we hadn't seen a blender in some time. Oh no, it's a relational word or a relational character. SpongeBob is in the cellar of the barn where he finds his elder brother's wife. Okay, a strange woman that's also a sponge. She is carrying around a blender that's full of milk and pacing around the cellar aimlessly, causing SpongeBob to feel concerned about his elder brother's wife and also think about who his elder brother even is. Sister-in-law. Awful. Dang it. Interesting. Oh, I mean, that makes sense. Okay. Bob is in the cellar of the barn where he is accompanied by a woman, which turns out to be elder brother's wife. She, like SpongeBob, is a sponge and a potato, and they thought it would be a great idea to blend in milk to improve milk by additionally blending it. Now to make sense with them. Which of course change much. Oops.
扫葱
Cong. It kinda looks like Cong. The middle part. And the right. Oh, okay. The heart. Not the most reliable. Definitely not the most reliable. Since there's Zhong. Onion. Casper's in front of the chapel where he is craving some onions. He places a heart on a rock and sticks a... Ooh. Alright. Casper is in front of the temple where he is welcomed, take refuge by the local monks. They enjoy watching listen to the radio together and fortify their hearts and health with cornstalk, homegrown cornstalk, onions, and other types of flowers. Good enough. right? Yingcong. Yangcong? Oh, interesting. That explains the spring onions. Oh, oh no, does it? No, not really. Okay. Ocean onion. Interesting.
葱了
Biao. Think. Where do we get the feather gang? What's the feather gang look like? The hair gang is a little questionable. Yeah, I think of Jiao immediately. No dice, it seems. And we're on our own. Not great. Link is inside the barn where he is trying to find a few feathers so he can make arrows. Okay, he goes around the hay trying to find them. Finds a few. Each of the few feathers he has is put into a special container, we'll say, that's in front of the cows. He has an umbrella made of hair around it to keep it umbrella is inside the barn gathering few cereals into his special container for his next venture. He was able to repurpose some of the animal hair as well as feathers, chicken, to construct arrows and an umbrella. To just throw in the umbrella. What the 寥寥无几 You not much? Okay.
了至葱了扫
Oops.
他
Oh. My eyes are getting very tired, very like heavy.
袜、零、
don't feel that quite right. And then right is 她长着一件美丽的That's not. Say the other one is Paul. Kidding. Oh no.
庄稼、
干旱影响了今年的庄稼。
No, no. Hmm.
故、
Or just tell, deliver. Okay. This is like story is what I would go with, but illusion deliberately. Okay. Did I get deliberate? Yes. Oh, wrong tongue.
睡袍、
我的睡袍很长，
香皂、
请给我一块香皂。
阵地、
攻击敌人的阵地。
埋藏、
这里埋藏着很多秘密。
Like buried, hidden.
时髦、
又时髦起来。
Oh man, 简单。飞。I can 飞。Say what? What do we do? Dry mortar. Orange? No idea what that. Oh no, wait. Guinea pig. Alright.
杠，山丘，
山丘上的风景很美。
What?
潮，疗养，
医生建议他去疗养。
枪。Like medical recuperate. All I could think about is heal. Convalesce. Young is to raise. You're to raise. That's A.
简单，
事情并不像你想象的那么简单。
书，禅杖，
禅杖上有简单的雕刻。
捏饺子，
妈妈教我们怎么捏饺子。
惊喜，
收到老师的表扬是一个惊喜。
尺，
I thought this was decoration, but nope, no idea. Hmm.
次序，
请依次序回答问题。
Like order. Okay. Order is fine. What? Uh. I feel like this gotta be like a. Oh no. I don't know what that is.
名誉、
这会损害你的名誉。
对，那个刺猬。
把
You found a mod post on BoomPro forum bug reporting saying that they censor all colloquial terms because some actually offensive terms are only marked as colloquial. Oh, okay. So it's by design. Fair enough. That's kind of interesting that the NFSW, there was one that wasn't colloquial that I encountered. Maybe it's still colloquial? I'm very tired, sorry. Compass, pew pew. Huh. Hamper. Some sort of. Oh. 旗袍. Oh no. It's kind of like that, no? Huh. Oh, did I? Oh, 旗袍. Oh, I typed the wrong thing. It's fine. It's not supposed to make any sense, actually. It's the name of the gown.
客户、
我们的客户很满意我们的服务。
Oh, cool. Dude. Maybe it is Faye.
毛、旗袍、
她穿着一件美丽的旗袍。
旗袍是旗袍。Although I only knew it because of the 旗袍 flag.
词、汉、迷、咬一口、
咬一口鸡腿。
I don't know what you are. Okay, I thought it was like the injection of stuff, and I thought it would have been gun of some sort. I don't know where the... I don't know where the... whose fingers are.炼金术.
炼金术，
炼金术是古老的
Alchemist
科学。
Oh, or alchemy. Analogous to the Japanese one. Fullmetal Alchemist. Where that comes from me. How does this work? I thought it was all遗产.
遗产，
这台汽车是我爸爸的遗产。
Here it is just fine. Is this not Faye? Oh no, it's what? All right.每个快递都会 something 动全集 Like how work. No? Huh.
盟友，
这些国家是盟友。
首府，
加州的首府是什么？
Like head capital, okay. Or head government capital. It's not P? I don't know what that. Ugh. Oh. I don't think there's a chance on there. Cha. Oh no. Oh, yeah, no. We'll have to work on it. I'm tired. Yeah, insert is not going anywhere. I wasn't even close. Oh, Pasha. Oh, it could be. Doesn't make. Something about controlling Oh no.
趴下，
他趴下准备开枪。
Wait for ambush. Lie prone. Mm. Oh. Bitch.
理，
Oh. Okay.
票，压，
What? I did type Bay. Or did I type pay? No, no, no. This is what I think it is. What did I type then? I could have sworn I typed Bay. You're tired. You're tired with this. Caterpillar. How does a caterpillar relate to the cow? And a crown. Movement. Really thought it was Lao. Chin. Oh, that's not happening. Long. Have to make something more about Kirby. What? It's Liang. It's forgive. Okay, that's fine. Hmm. Oh, really? Yeah.
舒服，
这些椅子很舒服。
That's fine. Yeah, no
杯
reason I should be no. Oh. Uh. Just gonna type. Okay. I have no idea. I keep typing air.
谱，
Uh.
慌，牵动，
每个决定都会牵动全局。
列，
Hmm. Uh.
美滋滋，
孩子吃到冰淇淋，美滋滋的笑了。
插， 谅解，
他们谅解了我的困难。
悲剧，
他的人生充满了悲剧。
Something is amiss there.
山，
Oh, whoops. Oh, dang it. Typo.
捏，
Thought this was... Huh. Hmm.
吊灯，
吊灯的灯泡需要换了。
Hard hanging lights.
“一再”，
他一再拒绝我们的邀请。
Oops, I typed money. Or repeatedly. Okay.
慈善，
I don't think it's that. Not. Tarzan. Lego. That's fine.
“荣幸”，
能帮助你是我的荣幸。
Water plus, yep. Fortunate. according to you. Oops. One. Coral reef. Hmm.
呼
Oh, wait. They were getting pretty close.
刮痕
我的车门上有几道刮痕。
Hmm.
栖息
鹰通常栖息在山顶附近。
藤
Hmm. Oh, no, wait.
政策
我们应该支持有效的政策。
And also policy. Why do I think it's no ping? Yeah, it's like equalize. To settle, yeah. That's arrange, which is pop. Okay. Oh, I forgot the I. What? What? Oh boy.
罚款
违规停车要罚款。
A strategy. What?
星猎人
猎人可以获取自己的食物，
受罚
学生作弊会受罚，
Big responsibility. Really thought. Huh. Oh.
智
What? Oh, I missed the G.
摆平
我们已经摆平这件事了。
诺椰子
我们在沙滩上发现了一颗椰子，
沉氏族
每个氏族有自己的文化。
周义宪兵
宪兵被叫来了，
嗓音
他的嗓音很低沉，很有魅力。
What? I'm not.
桑树
桑树的树皮可以用来制作纸张，
No idea.
唐诗
我喜欢在月光下读唐诗。
顺利
工作正在顺利进行。
Smooth. Hmm. Oh. What is going on? I really think it's... no. Oh, that's doubt. Dang it.
"方向舵，
船长使用方向舵转变船的方向。
What?
"裂痕，
墙上有一道裂痕。
蜂蜜，
早餐我吃蜂蜜和面包。
Now I'm just off the charts. I'm just yellow this. No, that's Tan. Chu Tan.
黏，
Blue works. Or no, sticky.
蓄意，
他蓄意设计了一个阴谋。
无，
Like, there's nothing more I can really do about Wu other than just Wu.
"疑问，
如果你有任何疑问，请告诉我。
Took so long.
习，知，
What is this? Half moons are like, oh, right, the fat thing. Fine.
无畏，
他对未知充满无畏。
与，
no idea. Oh my gosh.
胖 俯视
他从桥上俯视河流。
Oh, I missed a G.
好书摊
他在路边开了一个书摊。
掐算
厨师掐算了食材的分量。
Or like the rough calculation. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no. Okay.
龙
Yeah.
图钉
我找不到任何
Hello,
图钉。
Jazz. Uh,
柳头衔
这个头衔是公司给的。
yo, what?
挖掘
他们正在挖掘一个隧道。
彩霞
夕阳把天空染成彩霞。
电话亭
这个电话亭非常老旧。
党
Oh.
白杨
白杨树生长得很快。
Lock or wait. Files. Yeah. The other one, the hand is the. Or yeah. All right. one. I lost the left one. What?
昼伦敦
他在伦敦读书。
牧师
他是一位天主教牧师。
入逆流
逆流而行需要很大的勇气。
居依赖
小孩很依赖父母。
啊，
边疆
他们被派到边疆守卫国土。
Oh no, wait, that's border.
手帕
他掏出一块手帕给我。
龙细
Man, I thought this was
肾
哎，jeez. Hmm.
盗贼
盗贼偷走了所有的宝物。
离谱，
这个价格太离谱了。
学校，学校应该 something 书，学生，学生创造力。It's instill. That's supposed to be a store. Oh. Oh no.
疆域，
古代的帝国疆域辽阔，
光谱，
光谱包含很多颜色，
恐怖，
他突然听到一个恐怖的声音。
Fair and fear is fine. What's a stork and spray? With transport. One, yeah. Irrigating and still. I don't know. I'm not sure Guan is. Oh, it's to help the turkey. Wait, it's to help the stork. Okay. Alright. I'm okay with that. 别管这个问题。What? No? Huh.
灌输，
学校应该灌输学生创造力。
Wait. Why is that not triggering anything? Terrifying?
坠，替，食谱，
你可以分享你的食谱吗？
Fire set to. It is the Joe thing, but I'm also now thinking it's good to overlap it with entangle. Let me see. I think both entangle and Jiao good. Yeah, entangle and hold tight is pretty good together. I needed a 50-50 on either or
忙碌，
即使忙碌，也要注意健康。
what? What happened? It's not what I think it has nothing to do with your this is a pass.
“揪”减
，Oh, move not.
坑早
方方多方
海啸
海啸是一种强大的自然灾害。
，OK，
绝
Oh, sure.
是 兜售，
他在街上兜售杂志。
警惕，
晚上出门要更加警惕。
牙膏，
我的牙膏用完了。
辐射，
核能发电会产生辐射。
嚷，潇洒，
他走路的样子很潇洒。
悬崖，
他站在悬崖的边缘。
帆船，
他的帆船在海上航行。
雪豹，
雪豹的尾巴很长。
逆，
misspelled 都 fun。
兜风，
Oh, that's spelling.
逃逸，
犯人在夜晚逃逸了。
募捐，
他们正在募捐。
Eh? Not like this. Object. Uncharacteristic drop. It's shoe. Shoe. At the comb. I already got the heckin' thing. I already got the comb earlier. Been checking out some new anime lately. Watched some episodes of Dungeon Meshi. You like it? Ish. Oh. Well, that's certainly an interesting looking show. I spent most of my time interesting, licensed by Netflix. I've been watching Kingdom. Yeah. Kingdom.
梳子 虾 拱桥
Any
这座拱桥
particular
由石头
reason?
建造，
Any particular reason that strikes your fancy about a show Delicious in Dungeon?
叫嚷
别再叫嚷了，大家都在休息。
熬 陡坡
我们爬上了陡坡，
履历
请附上你的履历。
怀
You just heard it recommended online. It's a comedy fantasy kind of thing, very lighthearted. Yeah, I can see that for sure. It's all about making amazing food out of gross monsters. Yeah, you know, there are quite a lot. There are quite many of them. I think I saw a skit. I saw a clip of this. I saw a clip of the show. Pretty sure, based on the screenshots after writing it. Like after not writing, but after typing it in and looking at the screenshot. I'm pretty sure I saw yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of it. There's other ones that aren't like as I like the artwork here. This one is a little bit more non-shonen. Like there is another one where they do like it's opposite to One Piece. Where they like make it like a hunting thing, like a grade hunter, where they go around and hunt monsters too. It's kind of like off Monster Hunter, so it's like a Monster Hunter thing, where instead of building like weapons and stuff, all the monsters are like related to the food and they have different grades and stuff. So you make it like a shonen where like rare monsters have higher ratings and whatnot. There are quite a lot of them. Dealing with various aspects of fantasy. There's a weapon crafting one, I believe. I'm not sure if there's a fashion one or anything like that at the moment. You watched an episode of Solo Leveling too? Thought it was pretty cool, though a lot darker tone. Also didn't realize it was originally Korean. Yeah, Solo Leveling is like the darling child of manhwa, manhwa right now. Like that's the breakout shonen. Like if you're Solo Leveling is more so like Jujutsu Kaisen situation. Like the darlings. Yeah, Solo Leveling is very darling. And I know you're gonna say something about like you're watching it in Japanese, despite like maybe if you want to watch it in Korean, but the showstopper is actually the English main character. The English main character was what caused it to break out into the mainstream. That's where the buzz was, where the performance by the English voice actor. I'm not sure if the English voice actor is Korean American though. Let me see. He is mixed, but I don't know. Yeah, as far as I know, he's American. LA, yep, he's from LA. Oh, he's Vietnamese. He's Vietnamese. Man, I'm over 10 years older than him. Yeah, apparently his performance is like before this. He's done quite a lot of things, but this is easily one of his most notable. Solo Leveling. Like it's one of those rare occasions where when you put people side by side, you think you watched that one with English subs, you don't know normally, but would have been too hard to enjoy otherwise, you feel? That's fair enough. I'm only telling you what was. I think I tend to agree with the rest that the main character in the Japanese dub, right? The Japanese dub, not the Korean, was serviceable. I think for the most part, when I say things are serviceable, it's like Japanese male leads tend to be in the comfort zone, but the English voice actor went beyond and really captured the source material. So, and it happens every once in a while. Like Cowboy Bebop, I mean, no discredit to the Japanese crew, but the English crew, like I can't replace what's his name? Steve Bloom? What was his name? Steve Blum? Blum. Man, he's 65. Yeah, there are incredible exceptions. You think the Japanese is the original for Solo Leveling, produced by a Japanese studio? They're all dubs, James. They're all dubs. I mean, you can obviously, since you revealed your biases, you can consider whichever is original is the original, I suppose. But it would be striking to take that personality and then try to watch things without the lens of being biased towards a particular language. Like for example, the subject matter of the actual story, right? The content. Although Solo Leveling does actually take place. I think it might be a fictional place. No, it does take place. It's in the Korean Peninsula. I like FMA. Whenever a brotherhood comes up, the question of brotherhood, like Full Metal Alchemist. Fun? 教 Yeah, like for example, Clair Obscur is a great example of a game made by a French studio, but some people would say the French was the dub and it was made for an English audience. So whether it's the original or not, they're all dubs. My personal opinion, obviously. I watch things in more than one language. Go board. Boy.
翘
How does this work? Turn upward? The current show I'm watching is Kingdom, and it's about the Chinese warring period, produced by a Japanese studio, and all the names are in Chinese and many of the locations, and since it's a war anime, you kind of just get used to the Japanese audio. But I started by watching their dub, because the dub, I wanted to see what the like the voice actors, and then they actually had a change in the entire cast. The entire cast got changed after 2 seasons because Crunchyroll then took over, and then they scouted people, and there was like a lot of high profile dissonance with Kingdom, because they actually hired multilingual people. And when they were speaking in English, they pronounced all the Chinese names the way they are pronounced in Chinese. And with like a couple exceptions, like the main character, where they like did this hybrid thing between the Japanese pronunciation and the Chinese pronunciation. And it created a really interesting linguistic argument online, where like some people are like, oh yeah, they can't even say their names right anymore. And my first thought is, that's exactly what their names are. So kind of like that. And then, you know, then season 4 and on, I watched the Japanese voice acted stuff. And yeah, sure enough, those are they're whenever you're learning, like when I'm learning this, all of the characters, their corresponding sounds are changed according to their name. So it was kind of fun to see that you see the names, and then the names get changed simply by what they're read as. So they're basically, if the read is this character, it would be the onyomi. They would take on the onyomi of the character, which was interesting to hear. The first 2 seasons, they had I guess English speakers. They sounded American, right? American English, and the way they attacked the names were to Americanize them. So for example, things like Qing became Qin, right? Qin. So Qin was this is the main kingdom, one of the main kingdoms. The Qing dynasty. or that it's actually just the Qing kingdom at the moment, before it becomes a dynasty. And then they kept saying Qin. And then there's also the main character, Xing, or Xing. I don't. Sometimes they pronounce this, sometimes they don't. It's written as this, Xing. And it can become Xin, like a Xin, Xing, something like that. Xin, right? Xin would be the American thing, but Xing would be that. And they kept Xing when they moved into the multilingual people. They still kept Xin. And in Japanese is relatively close, but it's like in between Xin and Xing. And it happens like every other line because it's a Japanese produced Chinese feudal show. So in feudal shows, which are based in Chinese drama, one of the biggest outlets are feudal time things. Names and places are very important. So you hear like tons of Japanese, Chinese names, and it was really fun to see how they lined up on the map. It's a wonderful series. Also, its series is weird. Like in the beginning, it had like kind of had this low budget, like really heavy attempt to compensate for CGI thing, and then when it came to season 3, it got picked up by a new studio, and new money came in because of its success, or its unexpected success is more like it. And then that's when the voice acting also changed. Japanese, when I was listening to it, I think it was relatively kept the same, but again, my thoughts about Japanese voice acting is that they're very their range is small but consistently good. And the eccentric Japanese voice actors, they stick out like sore thumbs, which makes them very recognizable, but generally like they're very consistent. The cast is largely it's fairly eclectic to an extent, but most of the lines belong to males. So yeah, really interesting stuff, like on the background. Another Chinese donghua is pretty on the uprise. So Blink, right? Click. I keep forgetting how it goes. Blink, click, blink is a pretty good. Oh, hang on. Oh, Link Click is what. Link Click is a great show. Recently watched the first season, and there's a second season of them. Haven't watched it yet. Spy Family has new seasons, and I bounce between the English and the Japanese, since Spy Family actually takes place in a Western setting. But it would have been really fun to hear. I look forward to maybe the future where they use mixed conversation, for the sake of mixed conversation, like the dialogue is written entirely in Japanese and then translated in English to some extent. But when you hear Spy Family, one of the characters is actually supposed to be Asian, and then the other characters are not. And the idea is like it would be really cool to see dialogue that reflected the content, right? I think one of the, and not dialogue like Tekken, like it's not the same as the whole Tekken thing, where one way they can do it for multinational things is in Tekken, they just assume everyone translates. So they assume a universal translator. So they write dialogue and have them speak their native languages by assuming that they just talk to each other without interfacing with their language. But generally, like things like Spy Family, these are international spies. So one vehicle that Americana films and shows have a lot is spy related things. And oftentimes those spies, they are multilingual people. So these are like shows that are kind of rare, and I do watch a lot of the shows, like Americana shows that deal with like diplomacy, like skilled like units or people who are multicultural because it's part of their profession, and they bounce between languages, which is what I find incredibly rare still. I like a Dragon because there is this, it does actually happen. It's one of the centered things between Japanese and Chinese for the longest time. And then they also have Korean. It's a little looser with Korean. And then of course there's English, which is on the Japanese side of things is very rude, which is to be expected. On the English side of things, like going the other way, the opportunities are not as available because the writing is done in that way. And then it was fun to hear like Japanese accent Chinese because there are some that made the attempt. Like you can definitely tell that the Chinese has an accent, but it's not an English accent. It sounds more like a different, or like from a different source. Korean is fairly light. The cast in Like a Dragon features all 4 of these denominations. Now they do. And the 2 new characters are Hawaii. One is Hawaiian. One of the guy is Hawaiian. The girl is technically a Japanese transplant into Hawaii, because her family is from Japan. And then they have 2 Koreans, 1 Chinese. Such a great cast. And they like have interfaces about language quite a lot. Personally, if those moments where there are different languages involved, I still kind of, if I had to take a wager, I still think the English portrayals are more dynamic than the Japanese ones. However, since most of the characters are Japanese and they tend to be inferred that they speak Japanese, then a lot of those scenes become a little awkward and stilted. But the rest of the game, like the vast majority of the game, is written as though they were supposed to speak Japanese. So usually that's where the trade-off is. What was this? That's not the same one. Okay. What is it? Ooh. That's not it.
砍丝
One of the only anime you watch fully dubbed in English is Space Dandy. I actually haven't seen Space Dandy. Thanks for the reminder. Maybe I should go and watch Space Dandy. That seems very... That feels very wholesome. Based on the rec that it was better than original, it didn't disappoint. I will have to look at that one. One other one that translated really well that I'm not sure if you might like, but Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi was pretty fantastic too. And it's because the subject matter that Odd Taxi is, I obviously take this with a grain of salt because the subject matter, like the theme of Odd Taxi, is very Americana. Now it doesn't take place in the yeah, it doesn't take place in the United States. But the theme of Odd Taxi, like taxi drivers, salaciousness, you think so? Yeah. Yeah, and you remember the show that you mentioned, the bear cafe, right? The bear cafe? Oh no, polar bear cafe, right? Shirokuma. Which I still have to get to. I'm like really there's just not enough time at the moment, but like I'm having more time chatting. It's kind of like that. There's an explanation for Odd Taxi, and the reason why the English was really interesting and quite nice was that the subject matter was very English. It was very Americana. So there are shows that do this, like Cheers, Family, what you call it? Happy, what is it? I used to watch a lot of these shows. They deal with everyday conversations. So like, oh, no, not Family Guy. They're like serious. They're like slightly serious. Like Always Sunny, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So they're like serious subject matters. They're about like listing away and then trying to look at bright side of things. People have lives, and then I know how generic that sounds. People have lives, but it's about like talking about his and her circumstances, and it's through the eyes of an Odd Taxi thing. So it's very like kind of pulpy, Pulp Fiction-esque, or like a series of fortunate events or unfortunate events. So this stuff really plays to Americana and even British stuff. So whenever, like, this is my, I'm not saying this is what actually happened, but my surmise, like I'm assuming that when they were casting the characters, right? I think a lot of times when they're trying to find English voice actors, when it's a medium that is very English oriented, the people who play those characters, they tend to like settle in very well. So like playing a taxi driver who just listens to people rant and mumble about their lives while you're sharing some like kind of like miserable undertones of passive aggressiveness and loneliness and whatnot. That's kind of like the wheelhouse of all these things, these type of things. Oh, you've been getting a lot of Always Sunny clips recently. So good. One of your favorite shows ever for sure. Oh, you have seen. So it's kind of like that. That's why I think this one. hear me out though. When a show takes place in Japan, and it's like trying to capture like I don't know a maid cafe and like the ups and downs of like love hotels and hostel traveling and like Shinkansen and stuff. Yeah, it can get really awkward, and like it does really. If you're a more of an immersion person who wants to be like in it and not be taken out, I think there's still a large cultural like speech gap between even the cadence of English to capture Japanese. It's kind of like Japanese. Let's go to Maid Cafe. Yeah. I do have to admit though, the other way around is also true, and that's to me. You might not find this charming, James, but I actually really do find it charming. Like when Japanese speaks English, like speak Fob English, in like situations like for example the original FMA series, whenever they say like Edo-wado-kun, you know, like things like that, like Alpha. I don't even know how they do Alphonse. Like that type of thing is cool. Like I don't mind it because it tells you a lot about the culture through the eyes. Like for example Evangelion. Evangelion, when they had the German character. Yeah, you like Japanglish, and for me it's the same way the other way around too. Whenever like in English speakers fully embrace Japanese, but there's a larger gap. There's still a larger gap because you know the writing, right? The writing. And lately, and Japanese American, like for example, Japanese American is not that big, but like Americanized like Chinese things, I find it wholesome too. Like I really, some people who aren't, I guess, of this can find like, oh, why didn't they just find someone who could, you know, speak one way or the other? And because they would use these arguments about like, oh, that's kind of offensive or something. Jake Long, American Dragon. Oh, yes, Jake Long, American Dragon. True, true. That's a good one. Or like, you know, even before Jake Long, there was like the Jackie Chan series, right? Jackie Chan Adventures, right? Yeah. That kind of thing, I still find it charming. So it's not for everyone, but when you have the opportunity, it's pretty nice. I did watch the Korean Solo Leveling. The Korean Solo Leveling is pretty good too. I mean, I have less attachment to Korean, but I have seen Korean cinema is great. Like Old Boy, no sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. This is part of like a series. These are related to some extent. So Old Boy, this type of stuff. Watched quite a lot of Korean cinema around these type of things, which is kind of Odd Taxi-ish, but not as violent. And like Odd Taxi is not violent or dramatic. There's no like, it's more like the moping and melodrama of life, like with some over the top actions and whatnot. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is pretty depressing. But there are quite a, I mean, we're not talking about Squid Game basically. Like Squid Game is entertaining. It's meant to be entertaining. I'm a fan of like long brooding. I think the closest I could think of when it comes to like sympathy for Mr. Vengeance situation and whatnot, it's kind of like watching an old Kurosawa film where if you remove all the sword, like any of the occasional sword pieces and stuff, it's all the brooding and the conversations. I think Takashi, it might be Takeshi or Takashi. I think 2 eyes. Takashi, there might be 2 eyes in his name. I don't actually know. Miike. Oh no. Hang on. Oh, Miike. He has 2 eyes in his name. Takashi Miike. He did a recent movie that was out of his box, by the way, like outside of his box, called 13 Assassins. I think I really enjoyed like the 2, I don't know how long it was, but it felt like 2-hour runtime up to the point of the resolving action, which is what people would like, this set piece. And that set piece was like 15 minutes long. Like it was a bunch of people in a room. It's kind of like Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla was very similar. Where it's like nearly 2 hours of sitting there talking and stuff, and then there's like a set piece at the end, like about 15-minute runtime. There's another one. This is not Japanese. The guy who does, is it Edgar Wright? I think his name is Edgar Wright. No, yes, Edgar Wright is a great one who does these. Oh no, sorry, not. No, not Edgar Wright. Is it Edgar Wright? No, Robert Eggers. Oh, you saw Shin Godzilla? I really enjoy it. I love those things. Like contemplation, deep contemplation, things. Robert Eggers. The first film, the film that floored me was Lighthouse. It's black and white. It's not like a long time ago. Robert Eggers is a new wave. Right. Lighthouse is great. Yeah, like I absolutely love Lighthouse. Like just the idea of slow brooding. When Shin Godzilla, watching Shin Godzilla, they're sitting around. There's like this impending discomfort, but there's like this calmness, and then the escalation. So I haven't seen what the recent one with William Dafoe. I forgot what movie that was. There was a recent movie with William Dafoe that I haven't seen that had Emma Stone in it. Was it Nosferatu? No, it wasn't Nosferatu. It was. I haven't seen Poor Things yet. Yeah, it's got a lot of aura. Lighthouse got a lot of aura. Well, another one is, I haven't seen this yet. So Poor Things. Apparently it's wild. Like it's unapologetic. It's like a artsy fartsy movie. I am a fan of artsy fartsy movies. Yeah, Yorga, what is his name? Yorgos, yeah, Lanthimos. I'm not familiar with him or her. This one I have yet to see. So I'm only recently getting introduced to this guy's name. So I'm not familiar with their line of work. And then obviously like you have things like Wes Anderson, right? We have the really poppier, artsy fartsy, unapologetic person, Wes Anderson. So we got lots of things that we can keep an eye out for each other. I don't know if you've seen something, seen too many of Wes Anderson things. He really is very unapologetic in his own way. I am a fan of unapologetic, eccentric things. It makes you feel like you're watching something that's irreplaceable. Like Asteroid City. Asteroid City is interesting. I think that's the last one I saw. And then there's other things like Guillermo, right? Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro, I haven't seen his Frankenstein yet. Admittedly, I don't know a lot about Frankenstein. And Del Toro is the reason why I still watch or I still get caught up in these type of things like Frankenstein, Pinocchio, his stop action Pinocchio was pretty amazing. I think the shout out for Wes Anderson would definitely be Moonrise Kingdom. Moonrise Kingdom is so wholesome. I think I saw Isles of Dog as well. The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and then the Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, you've seen a few of this. You love Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, classic Mr. Fox is it? Yeah, and Del Toro is also the same way. Del Toro and Wes Anderson, when it comes to like stop action, doing eccentric, kind of the filmmaking that, in my opinion, is less. It's not as great for other people. Like it's not as mainstream because it can be off-putting, right? And I dig, like I enjoy this stuff quite a lot. You know, what I mean by mainstream is you still have MCU, Disney productions, those things that are very entertaining, and I do watch them to keep in touch, and they're as entertaining as most people. They're not as identifiable as like dropping, I don't know, a Hitchcock film in the middle of a discussion, or a Stanley Kubrick film in the middle of discussion. Not that they're bad or good, it's more so that it's the intrinsic nature of the industry. Like for example, Avatar, right? A James Cameron film, like because of its proliferation, its proliferative mainstream essence, it's very difficult to know which Avatar film or like what have like. Or recently, someone told me that they went to watch the third Avatar film. I thought there were 4 Avatar films. Like I haven't seen the second one. I saw the first one because it was a really big deal with the idea that he's coming back. His project was like, I forgot what, it was like 10 years in the making. And in that time, when his Avatar film came out, I actually liked his ex-wife's director debut. She actually got, it's Hurt Locker. We went, my friends and I went to see Hurt Locker at an indie studio as opposed to Avatar. The funny relationship between this is Hurt Locker was James Cameron's ex-wife. It was good. Hurt Locker was interesting, like very broody. However, it's not a, yeah, the Last Airbender movie greater than Last Airbender. Oh boy. Did you watch the Netflix Last Airbender series? I think there's some like positivity. I think there's promise. I really enjoyed the Avatar series. Man, I was in college. You haven't? I was in college when I watched the Nickelodeon Avatar. Since then, the crew that did Avatar went on to do like the Dragon Prince sagas. Everything related to that. I think there's new things coming from the Dragon Prince. I watched the animation quite a lot. Like for example, Del Toro also has a DreamWorks collab that does that brought his like Troll Hunter series. They're called Arcadia series. Can't spell Arcadia. Arcadia series. So I do watch those from. I watch quite a lot of animation, like in any form of animation. I'll have to give. What was it? Delicious Dungeon. That sounds pretty wholesome. Delicious in Dungeon. The animation, like the way the characters are designed, reminds me of like Seven Deadly Sins, which I haven't watched in its entirety. I imagine it's concluded at this point, but Seven Deadly Sins took place in Western fantasy too. If I had a Western fantasy nod, I'm sure you probably have seen it, if not heard of it, and I've already mentioned a couple times, which is Frieren, if that's how you spell a name. That's like the go-to. Way back, it was like things like Fate, the Fate series, which is absolutely preposterously convoluted. And I recently saw that they're still going. The Fate series is still going. Your parallel universes, your super retelling. Yeah, you want to watch some Frieren soon? Heard lots of good things. It's absolutely transformative. For myself personally. And what I mean by transformative is the anime's nature, like the writing, is irreplaceable. Like the message that it's doing is actually bucking at the trends. So I really liked it for its bravery of writing that. That's kind of what I would have to say about it. It represents so many things I rant about each and every day. And they put in the framework of your wonderful Western fantasy attempt in Japanese. And all the characters actually are like... How can I even characterize this? It feels like they're Japanese Western characters. Western fantasy characters. Like... Oftentimes when you get like Western fantasy things, it can come off as a little... I don't know what to expect of it. Like you're saying, you know, on the one hand, you're thinking like a Tolkien fantasy is happening. And then on the other hand, it's like, wait, why are elves like this? That situation. So whenever you're trying to get someone to like, hey, do you like Lord of the Rings, or do you like the contemplative nature of it? It really does capture that. Not that I'm saying that that's what they were going for or what their intent was. It felt great. Like the reason Lord of the Rings is interesting, at least in my opinion, and then like writing like Tolkien, is that they ground the aspects of the magical things. So the thing about shonen, the shonen jump stuff, you know, like SAO, like Sword Art Online and all that stuff, it's not talking about the situation, the life situation of those characters. Like for example, you're a character that lives 400 years, right? As opposed to your companions who live like 50 years. Now you're starting to think about Frieren, because they're addressing that. They're using storytelling built into what makes Western fantasy, like what makes Dungeons and Dragons, Tolkien fantasy. The idea is when you sit around brooding and preparing things, they are living within the confines and restrictions of their environment, which is what I love anime about. Until they get to Western things and then they make it about fighting. Or like, for example, it's kind of like, it's not that dissimilar from in the United States, when you get like Hollywood renditions of samurai, right, like shogunate and stuff, you're gonna, what you characterize is, oh, lots of flashy sword fighting, and you know, even though samurai like battles end like in split seconds with like 2 or 3 swings most of the time, right, when it comes to conflicts. So it's like the sensationalized, romanticized Japanese things. And it's not exclusive, but a lot of the majority of Japanese anime, when they are portraying westernized popular things, they are very heavily romanticized too for its set pieces. I mean, I still really much enjoy One Piece. However, the center of One Piece is not quite the same as the foreboding, arduous nature of travel and piracy that can often be presented. Obviously, there's still Pirates of the Caribbean and all that stuff, right? The idea is, it's really refreshing. I don't know if my top of the list, like someone always asks like, oh, hey, what's an anime that you like I would share with someone if it was to get a closer lens into what I like or what I prefer, not that I don't like other people's things. It would be Frieren. Frieren illustrates the harmony, in my opinion, the harmony of West meets East. Like, it's a setting that is typically characteristically viewed from a Western lens, but it has the depth of Eastern culture's reflection and Western, like it marries the two. So when there's writing, I remember this particular, when people talk about some of the shows are on and off, they're up and downs, like just having a conversation about the circumstance of where people live different lengths of life. That is such an interesting discussion. I absolutely love those things. And Frieren has all those things. It has like people who are younger, people who are no longer there, like characters, flashbacks, and the whole series is built on this idea of Baldur's Gate 3, basically. Like, if you want that CRPG feel, right, which is Dungeons and Dragons adjacent and whatnot, the idea that when you make choices, when you see choices, all the characters are so well written that they are built within the confines of their environment. There are things that you think about. It's like, oh yeah, the character, like, they're not going to do this, right? Because it would be like just another shonen. And the idea is like, oh yeah, that's great. That's an interesting way to think about it. Like, what happens if you do have a character that outlives every other character? I love those things, and that's what makes shows like or movies like Lighthouse, Shin Godzilla, and whatnot very interesting, because it's not the set piece, like it's bucking, but it also makes it so human, and you still again you still have like magic and stuff still happening. Lord of the Rings and Tolkien was great because all the things have consequences and balance, and they still have their set pieces, but it's brutal, it's grounded. You have that touch and go feeling, and it's quite nice. Taxi is very similar. I do watch a lot of modern life things, and Taxi is a great show that has a interesting quirk in anime quirk that surrounds modern life. If I had a live action show, James, if you ever have enough time, someone recommended this to me, and I still use it to this day, and it's called Perfect Days. I've got his name. I think it's Turtle. His name is Curdle Turtle or something. Curdle the Turtle. He occasionally, once in a blue moon, I might cross him again. this movie is a German produced, Japanese produced, German and Japanese produced film, and it chronicles Tokyo life. Tokyo life from a we're gonna say an unremarkable place. It has very, very light conversations in Japanese, so you like absolutely confident, and the whole idea is because of its unremarkableness, and it focuses on the modern life, how you can the appreciation for slowing down the pace of one's life. I love these things. Very contemplative. Anyways, now that I'm a little bit livened a little, we were 6 from the end. Oh, today's I didn't sleep very much the last couple of days. It's kind of catching up. How do we do this? Camper. How did Su? No. Yes. There. I'm trying to think if there's an English one. If there's like an English movie where I listen to the Japanese dub. It's rarely the case, but where there's like an English thing with the Japanese dub that just far exceeded. I think the one I would think of is, it's kind of a cheat, Lost in Translation. It's kind of a cheat because technically Lost in Translation. Recently I watched Rental Family. Rental Family is fantastic, James, if you have a time to watch that. Brendan Fraser plays a gaikujin that spent a couple months in Japan hoping to strike an acting gig. And the whole concept of Rental Family is it's an Eastern cultural kind of concept. And you basically see that, and there is mixed conversations, and most of the mixed conversations were understandable. Really great. Lost in Translation is a Bill Murray film, I think. Yeah, Bill Murray, and it's an older one, which is kind of related. That's why I remember both of these, because Lost in Translation, Bill Murray is a transplant who's looking for companionship in Japan, and it's very much the vibe and the aura and stuff is similar between the two. They're very distraught characters that are looking or seeking companionship in a foreign land. They both actually happen to be commercial, like American actors playing American actors that are American actors for Japanese commercials in Japan. That's kind of like their thing. So when I watch Rental Family, I'm like, oh man, this reminds me of Lost in Translation in a very, very loose sense, in a compositional sense. Son of a bee sting. What kind of paper is that? 锡纸？
锡纸，
我用锡纸包住食物。
Nope.
允，换，
I think the funniest one of like Bob stuff is Ghost Stories. Is that what it's called? I think that is pretty hilarious. The story behind the Japanese anime Ghost Stories, that is transformative. If there's any other reason to have like a parlor funny like example of language barriers and then like getting different feels, it would definitely be the anime Ghost Stories. That's kind of like a cult. Ghost Story is like a cult classic at this point. You know what it also reminds me of? Takeshi's Castle. The English dub, like the second resurgence of Takeshi's Castle, like the OG Takeshi's Castle in English. I did ended up watching the Japanese one at some point, and then they were renewed by Amazon to be brought back, and I also watched that one as well. But the Ghost Stories is very much, in terms of anime, the whole idea of it being transformed because of a dub is wild. Like the English dub of Takeshi's Castle honestly spread that thing so much so that it got a resurrection, and the follow-up was, I enjoyed it quite a lot. Might still be a little too early for those things, but fantastic. An unpopular opinion, I would say.
受贿，
受贿是非法的行为。
橡胶，
这个轮胎是用橡胶做的。
All right, let's wrap this up. Do some paperwork this evening. Catch up on some Z's. I was like legitimately, my eyes were so heavy today. Okay. Mong. Something about like Mountain of Sweets, but not caring about the Mountain of Sweets. I don't know what that is. This one's pretty rough too. Ta. Tong. Liao. Si. No. Not si. Sao. Sure. I want to say something like Qian. Dang it. Okay. Rong. Rong Chia. Yeah. The terms. Dang it. Hong. Honggan. ET. Sounds like ET. ET, phone home. And help. Yeah, Lee. Jiatan. Yeah, that's it. Jiao Shui He. Nope, not He. Hu. Jiao Shui Hu. Yao Ming. Okay. Jiao Shui Hu. Yeah, my. Yao Yi. Yao Yi. Yao Yi. Fun 什么？分解。大梨。大梨。大蒜。卷糕。举证。Okay. Matrix.岩浆。Oh, okay. Alright, very quickly. Oh, okay. We got Mario inside the English Manor. It's all hazy and dark, right? At night. All hazy and dark at night. In a haunted manor. You know, like Luigi's Mansion style. Used his flower powers to womp a... Oh. I guess it would be a Halo. To womp a pig in the hazy environment and unalive it, right? That's where the Halo thing came in. It's fine. It's good enough. Then we have a not a good enough Kirby outside of the pawn shop, I guess. After, I don't know, indulging in a mountain of sweets. That kind of sounds like Kirby. In a mountain of sweets. And obviously dashing away from the bills. But what does that mean? Oh, the inlay? I don't know how inlay. Maybe the bills were inlay in the mountain of sweets, so Kirby didn't know that he had to pay for all that. Something like that. Tarzan, front of auditorium, trying to help out. Have a hood with two decorative feathers. He's trying to help out, but he noticed that a few of the decorations collapsed, and there was to try to clean off the soil off them. Doing his best. Okay, then we have Casper in front of the temple, chilling with the monks who's offering him refuge, listening to the radio, munching on some stuff that's good for the heart, like onions and corn stalks and other manner of flora. Got Link in the barn. Have a container, special container to collect a bunch of materials, some hair and some feathers in order to make some bows. But what is what make some arrows? What is the definition though? I lost it somewhere. Some bows and umbrella sorts. Yeah, I lost the definition. What is Link doing? Oh, a few arrows. Oh no, that's a nightmare. A few hairs and a few feathers, combine them to make a few arrows. Alright. What are we gonna do? SpongeBob, basement, barn, hanging out with the woman, which turned out to be his elder brother's wife. They thought, hey, we have a bright idea, right? Right idea. Why not we blend milk and then sell it for a markup price? Not a great idea, obviously. Okay. And we have paint spawn, bathroom, house, infiltrating, locating the crown in some stagnant water in the tub. Be mindful not spraying anywhere. Hold out a high-tech sash. No idea how sash works. Probably. Yep. Sash. And used it like a towel. retrieve the crown. Alright, we have 2, but I kind of passed on a couple characters. We're not gonna do those. Try to complete this task for today. Rest up. I'm not entirely sure they're going to be a problem. It's hard to distinguish from fatigue today. Cha though. Cha is really bad. Yeah, this one is rough. Wait, is that it? I feel like it's missing something in the bottom. Wait, oh, it is it. I don't know if you do this first. Probably. Which is insert. Tian is kind of rough. Lead along or something like that. Let's take a look. Oh, it's 1,000. It's not actually syringe. It's 1,000. Bought this up. Charlie Brown is in front of... Do we have any setups? No, not really. I think this might be the only unique case of a mortar with 1,000. Unless there's more to come. Yeah, it's unique. That's kind of disappointing. It looks unique. So we're gonna... Oh! Note to self. Do not close the tab. Yeah, so it's unique. Okay. Charlie Brown is in front of the auditorium, where he is trying to help out as usual. Trying to help out with the play promotion. He was supposed to make some substance from using his fingers and a mortar. Unfortunately, his fingers somehow got inserted into the tools that made it somehow got inserted into the tool somehow his clumsy fingers got inserted and stuck in the mortar. Where then thousands of onlookers waiting to get into the auditorium laughed at his expense. So thousand is the key. Okay. 千 and 千 is rough. The new 千. To lead along. I thought it would be alright, but the crown thing is a little weird. Cow and caterpillar. It's the only combination of caterpillar with another animal. Yes. It's like on top of the cow, which was fine. Pretty disappointing. How about we line it up with another 千? Not that good. Take the lead to effect to involve. Maybe we'll throw in some keywords for involving. So Kirby is in front of the pawn shop. Like throw in some of his vocabulary. Kirby is in front of the pawn shop. Somehow got involved with saving a caterpillar from a cow and ended up taking the lead in fostering friendship. Oh no, but it's in front of the pawn shop. Gotta be characteristic. Macau by offering, I don't know, offering it refuge in his crown, which he or a hat, I guess. Pain from his crown, that's fine. Crown taking the lead to bring the cow to lead along the cow to the pawn shop in hopes to find something to satiate it. This one's okay. Just gotta think caterpillar and cow. It's pretty unique. The other one's unique too. So both of these are unique, right? Yeah. One is the only instance of thousand and mortar, and this is the only instance of caterpillar and cow, which are the thousand and mortar is very proliferative. The cow and caterpillar, cow is pretty proliferative. So is caterpillar. No, actually caterpillar is not that proliferative. Oh, we'll see. All right, that's a wrap for HanziHero today. A little over time, not too bad. Yesterday, what were we up till? Till 7 a.m. for another 3 hours or 4 hours. All right, folks, that's a wrap for HanziHero today. If you're gonna watch this there, xie. As always, feel free to follow along, pick up HanziHero for yourself, give it a go. You're always welcome to come on by, share some hot takes, share some stories, exchange some interest. Right, I tend to have a lot of name drops today. Love to talk passionately about various things. Got some chilling and vibing I can do tonight, so I'm making a mental list here. Yep, always welcome. Come on by, talk about things, share about things, your opinions and whatnot. Great. Keep each other motivated, inspire each other to have, you know, think outside the box. There's some stories, maybe even a nice little drink virtually. So until then, 大家下次见，感谢观看。See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.